Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Drops Over Zero, and guys, today I'm doing something new for my channel. I'm starting out this semi-series thing. I don't know if I want to make it a series, but I just wanted to get this guy onto my channel because he's a really good person, and he's, if you're willing to go, a legend in the backyard wrestling community. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a good friend of mine and a really good wrestler, Mr. Bryce Vanpelt. Bryce, thank you for taking time out of your day, especially with me annoying you so much, for coming on here.
I don't care. This is always fun. I love interviews.
Alright, so guys, we're gonna be getting into the story of Bryce Vanpelt here, and then, yeah, we're gonna just have a good time. I'm sorry, this is like the first time I'm ever gonna go on a long video like this, but, alright, so, Bryce, we're gonna start out light. How do you think your company has been over the past several years that you've had it?
Well, from the beginning, we all know, I tell the story a lot, my company sucked. It was a trampoline company. As much as I hate trampoline companies, I deal with them. Yes. But though my company sucked, I was able to do what I can to make it fun for me and all my friends and all that, which I did. I didn't realize that it would grow to be as built and as famous as it's gotten. If you don't know by now, we are like probably the third or fourth biggest backyard wrestling company on YouTube today. And I think that because of that, you know, all of us have put in so much work. All of us have putting our bodies on the line and all this. And from 2011, if you asked me then if I was going to be one of the biggest backyard wrestling companies today, I'd laugh in your face, because I didn't understand like how big this would have gotten, and it gotten pretty big. From 2011 we had nothing, and now it's 2017 and we have a ring. We have people traveling from New York and all these other places just to come either wrestle or see us, which is amazing. We have all this new stuff. By the way, I'm gonna plug my stuff in. Buy my shirts. They're awesome.
Yeah.
You may or may not be a wrestling tee store, so.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, go buy them off of Pro Wrestling Tees.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bryce, didn't you just recently get invited to wrestle down in North Carolina with one of the biggest backyard wrestling events in the world?
Well, I didn't get invited just yet. But we are hinting here and there at facts of whether I am or am not. On Instagram, it was said that we might be in talks about me wrestling up there. North Carolina, VTW, if you don't know the company, check it out. One of the biggest companies of backyard wrestling, and it means a lot to me. Their biggest show every year is Best in the Yard, and it's a 2-day show, and it's a show that I have been dying to go to ever since I found out about it. It's like, and I thought BEW's Halloween Hell was the WrestleMania for me, but I feel if I do this, it's gonna be like a Wrestle Kingdom for me. Like, I'm really excited to hopefully get into talks with these guys and get my career started and make it even better in backyard wrestling.
That is true. Alright, so, Bryce, what do you think was the best match that you've ever wrestled in the history of your long wrestling career?
I've had some amazing matches, and some amazing matches with you, some amazing matches with a lot of the other guys on the roster. One guy I feel that I always put on amazing matches with is Pat Hardy. Yeah. I wouldn't say he's one. My number one match has to be, and as much as I have so many great matches in mind, but one that I feel stands out the most has to be me at Halloween Hell in the 6-man ladder match. And I know it's not out to the public just yet, and hopefully it will be soon, but it was probably one of the best matches I've ever had. You know, it was one of my first ever Money in the Bank style ladder matches. It was an amazing match, and it really did feel like it was a WrestleMania moment for me. I really felt like, hey, I'm out here and all these people are here to see me as well as all the other guys, and they're ready to go, and I got in the ring. I was so nervous, I had no clue what to do. But I still pulled off an amazing match, and it was great.
Did you get the Zack Ryder moment that we all expected?
Sadly, I did not win. I will give you that.
You know what? I think that was a terrible booking decision. I think we should sue. No, I'm kidding. I love the guys down at BEW. They're all great.
Not gonna sue Navon.
Yeah, poor Navon. No, I'm kidding. Navon, if you're watching this video, brother, we love you.
We love you. Navon's our Dark Lord.
Yeah. Alright, so, going back onto the topic of matches, to switch the tone here a bit, what was the worst match that you think you've ever wrestled?
I've had a lot of really bad ones. But I look back on one. I was watching it not too long ago, and it was pretty bad. One of the worst matches I've had, it was... Okay, I won't lie. I was, at one point, Butch Straight. I played Butch Straight. In ECW, though, not WBW. And his first match was against Cheeks.
Oh, Cheeks. Oh, I'm sorry, but for those who don't know, Cheeks is this guy who wrestles with us, and for those who don't know, I also wrestle, because I don't talk about this on my channel a lot, but, I do wrestle, and I go out there, and every match, I kill myself. Like, I try to put on the best match that I can for each and every one of the people that care to watch. Like Bryce, I've wrestled him a couple times. If anything, he was my first match. Looking back on it, it was pretty bad. No offense. You did good.
It was alright. I thought it was a good match. One of our worst matches, though, was me, you, and Jay. That was awful.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't our fault. It was all Jay's.
It was the practice match, so it wasn't recorded.
It was recorded.
Oh, it was?
It was recorded. I have it. I just never uploaded it because of how bad it was.
I want to see this. Send it to me privately.
I will. I was so ashamed, though. I was like, oh my gosh, that was so bad.
Oh, God. But, I don't know, and, like, at the time of the match, we thought we were doing good, and then we saw it on, and then Bryce saw it on video, and then the next day I came over, he was like, oh, yeah, so, dude, you remember the triple threat? Yeah. Well, it actually sucked. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I was okay with it.
But, anyways, you were saying Butch Straight versus Cheeks.
Yeah, I went out there as Butch Straight, and when I did... Sorry.
It's okay.
When I did go out there, yeah, I was excited to actually be Butch Straight, because I've been dying to be Butch Straight. It was something that I wanted to do, a character that I really wanted to do and take from WBW as a joke. They always get, you know, a broomstick up their butt about it, though, and they always gotta complain. But, yeah.
No, you first. I'll explain who WBW is and a little bit.
I went out there. I did the Butch Straight match with him. And when I went in the back, I remember how mad I was because of how bad it was. I controlled the whole match, though he was supposed to beat me.
Wait, was Butch Straight supposed to be a comedy act, or was he supposed to be serious?
It was just a comedy act. Like, I just wanted to do it because it was funny. But I came out. I remember one part of the match, I went on the second rope, and we were supposed to do this thing. He lifted me up for fireman's carry, and I was like, oh, he's going to do, like, an attitude adjustment or something. He just dropped me. Like, he didn't Samoan drop me. He didn't...
He dropped you.
TKO. He just dropped me.
He, like, not even a gorilla press.
Yeah, I was like, am I supposed to sell this? Like, the only move that I thought was good was a springboard DDT. Like, that was probably the best move out of the whole match.
But, yeah, to explain who WBW is, it's this company that wrestles, or that has a show not too far away from where we do.
Sadly.
And what happened is, well, I don't know. Bryce, you could describe what happened here.
Alright, look. WBW is the worst backyard wrestling company on YouTube. Mainly just because they are not safe whatsoever. Like, wrestling on the ground is better than wrestling in WWE. And I know I talk so much crap on it. It's just bad. The only thing that made WBW good was us, and the person who owned the place, Joe Tattersall, would talk behind our backs and say, oh, these kids aren't good. These kids suck. These kids... But we knew, like, a lot more about wrestling than they did. We knew how to wrestle a million times better than they did. We pulled off amazing matches. And 2 of their biggest matches wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for us. The first biggest match, both of them I was in. The first biggest match was the steel cage match between me and RJ Carnage for the WBW Championship. And the second match was me, Jay Madness, and MP3 in a ladder match for the WBW Championship. But, like Joe Tattersall, the guy who owned the place, he, like I said, always had a broomstick up his butt about everything. I made a joke about him in one video because I was mad about him. And he said he was literally going to sue me if I put 30 seconds of his music in my video. So you know what I did?
You put... Oh, yeah.
I came out to his...
Yeah. Alright, guys. This one time, Bryce and I, we were on a live stream in his channel. And what happened is he put on Joe Tattersall's music and he played it for like about 10 seconds. And then he's like, you know what? No, I'm going to finish this. And then he played it for about 20 more seconds and then explained that this guy, Joe Tattersall, was going to sue him for playing exactly 30 seconds of his song.
And you know what happened?
He didn't
He never sued me.
Yeah.
Never sued.
Never sued. Alright, now this next question is just coming out of me personally because I'm curious. Would you ever do a Money in the Bank like match in this company with actual ladders and stuff?
I would love to, and I know how to do it because I was in the BEWs. So we could definitely do it if we really wanted to. I'm planning on setting one up for Battle Fest, our regular WrestleMania pay-per-view. That's when I want it to happen. If we're able to do it perfectly, it'll probably be the best ladder match. And the thing that'll separate us from BEW's ladder match, and nothing against that ladder match because I loved being in it and I thought we put on an amazing show. It's just the ring is so small in BEW.
Oh, yeah.
Their ring is a 12 by 12, mine is a 14 by 14. If we did the Money in the Bank, we'd have a lot more room than I did in theirs.
Well, hey, hopefully we can, and hopefully I could be a part of it. I'd love to wrestle in a Money in the Bank ladder match.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, I mean, even if we're just screwing around, like, I'd love to do it. But, so, would you like to describe the origins, and I should have asked this question out first, but would you like to describe the origins of ECW 4667?
Well, when I was 7 years old, I always wanted to be a wrestler, and I had no clue how I was going to do that. Well, no, when I was like 3 years old, I wanted to be a wrestler. When I was 7 years old, I knew I wanted to be a wrestler. And me and my uncle used to just wrestle on a trampoline for fun. And that's kind of what got me into wrestling. And when I started doing that with my uncle, I didn't think it'd get anywhere. And it never did, obviously. It was just me and my uncle messing around. When I was 10, they got rid of their trampoline, so I didn't wrestle in between that time. And I had my own trampoline, and then me and my friends were just doing it for fun. When I was 8 years old, I found this thing called YouTube. No, not 8. Like 9. Somebody told me about what YouTube was, and I looked it up. And I realized that there were so many other people who were doing exactly what I was doing. I didn't realize that backyard wrestling was a thing. Like, I've heard of, like, the video game. I used to play the video game when I was young, and I was like, oh, what's backyard wrestling? I figured it was just something stupid, like a arcade video game. I didn't realize that backyard wrestling was an actual thing. And I seen trampolines and on-the-ground wrestling and some rings. Not a lot. You know, rings weren't the big thing back then because you couldn't just buy it and get them like we can now. And I was like, well, I want to start doing this. This is what I want to do. And I created the ECW 4667 channel.
Whoa, man. Chill out.
Whoa. And
this isn't religious, okay? Come on.
I've just told this story so many times, and I love telling it, though. But I created the channel, and at first I was just making stupid little videos, just dumb stuff, you know. And then we actually started wrestling because I actually had a camera. And I was like, why don't we just do what we've been doing, but on camera like everybody else has? Make our own characters and all this other stuff. We never really made our own characters. We were kind of just playing as everybody else. Like, I was Jason Voorhees, Zack Ryder, Brock Lesnar, all this other stupid stuff.
I mean, hey man, I'd be Zack Ryder any given day of the week.
Right?
Like, come on, woo, bro. You know it.
Yeah, it was just fun to us because we were just messing around in the trampoline. Like, it didn't mean a lot to us. And then it didn't come until I wrestled a match against Brodus Clay that I became BVP, my first ever character. I was never Bryce the Psycho Clown Vanpelt then. I was just straight up BVP. But I wanted the clown gimmick. When I was 12, I came up with the clown gimmick. When I was 11, I was just myself. And 2013, the channel started getting big. Finally hit 100 subscribers. It meant the world to me.
Oh, you and me both. When I hit 100 subscribers, I was ecstatic. I was like, oh my god, yes, this is great.
Yeah, like we finally did it. You know, we were excited. Yeah. I realized that we were just getting bigger and bigger, and then we bought the ring and all this other stuff, and we just kept getting bigger, and I was like, whoa, I'm overwhelmed about how big we're getting. And now that we're like the 4th biggest backyard wrestling company that doesn't have the name Grimm's Toy Show, it's amazing.
Which a little bit, there's a little bit I want to talk about from that story. Before you ever actually decided on being a clown, there was 2 things that you wanted, and I remember you saying this in your documentary that you did a while ago. As a kid, you wanted to be a cowboy and a clown.
Yep. When I was very young, I wanted to be a cowboy, and my uncle, I remember even when I liked wrestling, he made my character on the video game as a cowboy, and it was just something we always did. I was like, I won't lie, as much as I hate horses, I love horses. I had the little cowboy hat. I loved cowboys. But more than that, it's not even like just clowns. Like, I wanted to be in the circus. Like, that's what I wanted to do. And I realized that that's a dead-end job, and I can't do that anyway. And I was like, well, I can't be in the circus. I can't be a cowboy. What's the next best thing? Well, I still want to be a wrestler. That's a realistic job that I can do. That isn't dead end. So I either wanted to be a ringmaster or a clown. Those were the 2 things I always wanted to be.
You wanted to be a shockmaster. I'm sorry, I had to.
That's all right. But I always just was set on those 2 things, and then wrestling came about, and I realized I couldn't do that. And my mom always thought that wrestling was just a phase, like the cowboy and the clown were, until like now that I'm 17 and I'm still focused on wrestling. She's like, well, he really wants to do this. Like, this is what he wants to do.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he's 17, and he's already become one of the greatest superstars in this industry, and I am very happy to say that I've gotten to wrestle him, and he's put up with my crap, not gonna lie. I've been pretty annoying to him, but he's actually put up with it, and, you know, he's one of the greatest guys you could possibly meet, one of the greatest wrestlers. I mean, you just have to take a look at some of the matches. I might put it on screen, might not, don't know yet, but he's a phenomenal worker. Absolutely had a blast wrestling with him.
Anyway, I was thinking AJ Styles when you said phenomenal.
Oh, have a phenomenal birthday, Bryce. Did somebody say phenomenal? Yeah. I don't know why. When you said that, that just popped into my head, but
because I'm saying that.
Yeah, right. But there's 2 things that I want now. Would you want to describe the origins of BVP, and then after that, describe the origins of the Psycho Clown?
Yeah. Originally, BVP was just, like I said, it was just me. Like, I came out,
I was a face at the time, so I didn't really have to have that much of a character. And BVP was just me. When I was 12 years old, I was really into The Dark Knight. And The Dark Knight was my favorite Batman movie because of Heath Ledger. And I love the Heath Ledger Joker. And with that Joker, I was like, I want to base my character off of that. Little did I know Sting was going to do the same thing a little bit later, and and if you look it up, and if you look at the facts, I was one of the first ever Heath Ledger Joker gimmicks. Okay, not Sting. Anyway,
we're suing Sting for gimmick infringement because we're gonna make that a thing. Yeah.
Yes. I was literally like tempted to like sue half my roster for gimmick infringement. Like, I wanted to put copyright on the super kick because everybody did it.
Wow.
And what would happen if I did? Like, everybody would do the super kick and everybody would get in trouble for it.
Yeah, everyone would get fired in the end. Like.
Yes. But yeah, back to the thing. When I was 12 years old, and I'll go deep into this. I did the Psycho Clown character. I cut a little promo, and I don't know what happened to me, but I heard voices in my head after the promo, and everybody's gonna think this is me lying. I'm not lying. After that promo, all the stuff rushed in my head, and ever since then, and luckily not now anymore, it's kind of just faded off. You know, I don't know if it was just my imagination, but I had multiple personality disorder. If you don't know what that is, it's when you basically think you're somebody else. And I took the Psycho Clown gimmick to the point that I thought I was him. Like, there would be times where I'd just snap and like, I'd be him. And I'm just like, what even happened? And I wouldn't remember anything afterwards, you know? And it was a big problem to the point where it was even affecting my wrestling, but luckily it just disappeared at some point, and I didn't have it anymore. And a lot of people can call me a liar. A lot of people could say that I'm fake, but I'm being honest. Like, this is what happened to me, and I hated it. And I mainly just hated it because it was affecting my wrestling and schoolwork and a lot of the stuff I did. Like, I didn't even want to go to school anymore because I knew, like...
If you don't mind, I'll just bring this up now. And I'm going to make a lot of references to this point on, just to let my viewers know, but you were, well, a really, really depressed guy. You absolutely, I'm just not trying to be a douche by bringing this back up. I'm sorry for doing this, but, like, you just hated yourself. You were done with life. You, oh, shoot. Hold on, guys, we'll be back. My internet just went out, but we'll be back. We'll get him on the call. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry about that. We're back with those weird technical issues with my internet. So, Bryce, I'm just gonna answer, or ask the question that's the obvious elephant in the room. Who's your favorite wrestler?
Well, I have a list.
Of
favorites. A list. But I'm gonna go with my all-time #1 favorite wrestler.
Who is it?
You know who that is?
Who?
Larry Zbyszko.
Oh, Larry Zbyszko.
Larry Zbyszko's work. He's the best.
Oh, why do you love Larry Zbyszko?
Because Phoenix hates him.
For those who don't know, Phoenix is our champ.
Yep.
And
he hates Larry Zbyszko.
He does. Tim's gonna watch this, say F for you guys, and then he's gonna quit.
Probably.
Just kidding, Tim, we love you.
We love you, Phoenix.
Phoenix, we killed ourselves in a match. Just don't forget that.
Anyway, my actual favorite wrestler of all time, wrestling-wise, has to be AJ Styles.
I would agree with you.
He's so clean. Like, he barely ever messes up, and when he does, he always fixes right back on it.
Yep.
Like, he was a really good wrestler. I'd like to say Eddie Guerrero, but I'm not the biggest fan of Eddie Guerrero, mainly just because of Well, if it wasn't for a guy named Art Barr, Eddie Guerrero would never be famous.
Oh, I want to
The
hear.
whole reason, the whole reason ECW wanted Eddie Guerrero is because he was a tag team with Art Barr.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh wow.
But yeah, and promo-wise, talking-wise, Ric Flair has to be my all-time favorite promo cutter. And as much as I hate Ric Flair, well, I hate a lot of wrestlers, but as much as I hate Ric
cough
Flair,
cough, Dean Malenko, cough cough.
oh, don't get me started.
That'll be a question later on.
But anyway, promo-wise, yes, Ric Flair is one of my favorite, but I just don't like his wrestling ability.
Yeah. All right. So, Bryce, if you can remember, would you like to get back onto what we were going on about before my internet was so rudely cut off?
Oh, yeah, the story of me.
Yeah.
Well, like I was saying, I had multiple personality disorder, and it messed with everything I did, and luckily it just went away. And I realized I still wanted to be the Psycho Clown, even though it messed with my head. Because it was just what I always was. And I stuck with that character, and I worked with it, and I tried doing it to the best of my ability, and luckily I was able to without having any problems. And I started getting a little bit sick of the Psycho Clown character. Mainly just because, I won't lie, there was a lot of people who would say, like, oh, it's so stale, and oh, it's so dumb. So I was just like, you know what? I'll just reinvent myself if all these other people are going to say this, make myself even better than I was before. And that's what I did.
And you did. So, Bryce's new character is Victor Vanpelt. What happened is he got amnesia by having a poisonous cupcake shoved into his face.
Long story.
It was a long story. I don't even know the actual, like, behind the scenes, like, the politics of how that happened, but...
The politics was basically, hey, smash a cupcake in my face, I'm gonna act like I have amnesia because I want to be somebody else. That was the politics.
Well, I think, you know what, that was the best story we've heard all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, just shove a cupcake in my face. I would have never thought of that.
I just told him to do it.
But, so he's got the cupcake shoved in his face, and he had amnesia, and then he became the, the Diamond of Wrestling, baby, Victor Vanpelt.
Not just the Diamond of Wrestling, you gotta get all of them in there.
I mean, hey man, that's you. So you can go ahead, and then after you're done with that, if you want to explain the origins of Victor Vanpelt.
The King of Dollar Style.
What?
The bank account cleaner.
What?
The 24-karat man.
What?
The OG of $1 million.
What?
The Diamond of Wrestling.
What?
And most of all,
What?
your mother.
Oh, wait, PG channel, dude, come on, chill out.
Alright, you're right.
Come on, PG.
Alright.
Keep it PG.
I get the chicks, I get the belts, and I get the money.
Wow. The boss of the wrestling is, trying to book himself. Okay, Vince McMahon. No, I'm kidding. But, yeah, you can go on about the origins of Victor Vanpelt.
Well, like I said, like we were just talking about, the whole cupcake thing happened. And I said to myself, I wanted to be something different. And I needed something that would work with my cocky character. A long time ago, I was talking to Jordan Oliver. And he was like one of the main guys who really helped me out in DEW. And he told me I should probably change my character because the Psycho Clown thing isn't going to work that much. And I didn't think of that at all at first. I was just kind of ignoring it. And I realized, you know what, maybe he's right. Maybe I should change it. He gave me this idea that I did tell other people to take, and nobody took it. But I decided I'd take it and make it big, which I did. He told me, listen, you're going to come out, you're going to say you no longer want to be called BVP. You want to be the Diamond of Wrestling, Bryce Vanpelt. And I was like, well, I like the idea, but maybe it can go to somebody else. Originally, I pitched the idea to Ryan Rollins. because I thought he would have worked with it. But surprisingly enough, he didn't. And I said to myself, what am I going to do? I need to revamp myself. I need to make myself better. Wait a second. Jordan Oliver gave me this idea for the Diamond of Wrestling. So I took the idea and I worked with it. And that's what I planned on doing for a long time. And when I realized that I really wanted to do it, I didn't do it the way Jordan said. I did the whole cupcake thing. And then I started being the Diamond. I joined the Murder Club, which is a big thing now. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, the Murder Club is the Bullet Club of backyard wrestling.
Pretty much, it's it's kind of like a worldwide thing at this point. It's a worldwide group of just what I like to say the elite of backyard wrestling.
It's one of the greatest groups in backyard wrestling, I'm not gonna lie. But I did ask Bryce if we could get deep into this, but I figured we had to do it at some point because he said yes.
Yeah.
And then we made a lot of inappropriate jokes here that we can't say about it, but you know.
Oh.
But so in around 7th grade, back at the documentary, you said you were dating the person that you thought would be the one. And if you, God, this is a weird question to ask. Like, this is going to be the most personal interview, and that's what I'm going. Like, I'm going for the shoots, I'm going for the deep stuff, but if you don't mind me asking, what was the relationship like?
At first, it was one of those things where I was like, man, this girl's perfect. And you know what even made her even better? She liked wrestling.
Yeah, I know.
And I was like, you know, this could be the one. This is the one girl that I feel can take me, basically. But I realized later on down the line, like at first it was amazing. I really did have feelings for this girl, but later on down the line, I realized that I was wrong. Like, I was dead wrong about that. She kind of went insane. This is probably like 2014, maybe. But 2013. And I realized that she was not the one I wanted to be with anymore. And I won't lie, one of the deal breakers was the fact that she threw a water bottle at her dog, and I hate animal abuse.
You know what, that's a man that we want. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish I could say that Victor Vanpelt's a single man, but sorry ladies, he's taken.
But yeah, I left her. In wrestling, there's a term for some backyard organizations that people call a ring rat.
God.
Which is basically a girl who goes to all the wrestlers. And the funny part about this is that's exactly what she did. And it was our roster at the time. And it was only because she wanted to get back with me. She went with Gabbing J. Rollins.
Ooh.
Our guy at the time, Roman, for a little bit. She was with Ryan Rollins for like a day. She just tried going through and through. She tried getting with Pat Hardy, and Pat Hardy said no. But basically at the end, like, almost everybody on the roster had her. Like, and I was like, I started a train that I should have never started.
He screwed up. I'm kidding, Bryce. We know. Bryce,
I'll be
love
honest,
you.
I
No, I'm kidding.
I screwed up, I'll be honest.
But yeah, that, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but that started this train of just depression, and then
Yep.
he dated another girl, which unfortunately didn't go well. I'm not gonna make you go too deep into relationships, but then the
I'll go
best.
deep.
You will, but you will, and that's what I love about you. He's open.
I'm fine with telling my whole story. I love telling my story.
You know what? I'm just gonna make you say it right now. What's the story that you hate telling the most? Let's go right now. No, I'm kidding. You don't have to tell it if you don't want to.
I probably would if I even knew what it was.
God, but then like at this time when stuff started to go bad for me, I'll be a little deep here. Stuff did start going bad for me. Bryce, before I ever knew who this guy was, who, like, this random kid here, just, well, it was 8th grade for him, 7th grade for me. He's 2 years older than I am, but, you know, he's only a grade above me since he wasn't born, like, way too before me and whatnot, but he goes on a stage for his 8th grade talent show performance, and he sings this song, and I think it started to change him. Like, it made him good. If you want to explain your performance, and then I'll give my overall review on it, because I remember it so much. I really do.
Well, I'll go through this whole story.
Do it.
Yeah, at that time, like I said, she left me, and I was sad, and I did not. Well, no, I left her, and I was happy at the time, I should say. And then things went bad, like bad.
Oh gosh.
I never thought that I would get somebody again, and I'm somebody who, like, if love is in their heart, you know, that's all they want. All they want is love.
Yeah, I know exactly where you're going with this.
Yeah, and I basically fell into a state of depression that I did not like, but I kind of had to deal with and get through, you know. I hated life. I did not want to live life, mainly just because, you know, of that. And because of this, I even threatened many times to just retire. I threatened many times to just stop wrestling because I didn't feel like it was making me happy anymore. Like, nothing was making me happy. And luckily, like you said, the talent show happened. I sang Happy on stage, and it was fun. But around that time, somebody noticed me, I should say. And when they noticed me, it meant the world to me. But the funny part is I didn't even notice they noticed me. It didn't take until 1 year later for them to actually say something to me. They came up to me, we started talking, and then I finally had yet another girlfriend. And little did I know that this other girl was going to mean the world to me now. Little did I know this girl would mean everything to me. I spent 2 years of my life with her, and I loved everything about her. She was amazing. But things started going downhill. I don't want to say went insane, because she did not go insane, but she would slowly just get more angry with me, like nothing I did was ever right. And I always felt like I was doing something wrong, and I didn't want that. I was on the verge of, like, just saying, you know, screw it, I'm done with you, and breaking up with her, but I just couldn't do it, because I remember a long time ago I promised her that I would never leave her, and I promised her that I wouldn't just leave, and I still loved her. Like, that's another reason why I didn't want to leave her, you know, because she was still, like, my whole world, and I didn't want to just take my stuff and leave, you know. But
yeah,
I won't lie, there was a time in between that area where I did attempt suicide.
Oh.
As much as I don't like saying it, but I did. Luckily it failed.
don't know if I'd actually be willing to go that far in. If you want to vent about it after or something, we can. If you want to tell it here, go ahead. You're more than welcome. But you know,
that's really all I have to say. Like I'm fine with telling everything that happened. You know, and it's fine because I have it on camera.
What?
Well, basically, I tried hanging myself on camera. Kind of promo and kind of just because I didn't want to live.
Oh, I'm sorry, but that kind of reminds me of something recent that just happened.
Yeah, that's pretty ironic.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna switch from you to this, and then we can get back to your suicide story here. Oh God, I never thought I'd say that.
That's okay.
No, what happened, for those who don't know, this girl, she hung herself and she live streamed it on Facebook. And
which is wrong. Don't do that.
Don't. Guys, if you ever are suicidal and you ever need help, please call the suicide hotline. It's for the best of us, it's for the best of your friends, it's for the best of your family. If you hang yourself, then you'd really be missed, because they don't know what they're missing out on if you ever decide to kill yourself.
And it doesn't matter if you say, like, oh, nobody's gonna miss me. There's always that one person that will.
They will, yeah. You might not see it, but they'll definitely miss you. You get help, call the suicide hotline. They'll definitely try and help you out. Now, did Bryce call the suicide hotline? I don't know, but let's hear the story.
I did.
Oh, wow.
Like I said, I did that, and luckily somebody was there to stop me when I did it. Luckily, I had somebody there who was willing to stop me, and they did, and that's why I'm still alive today. And after that, you know, I realized how much of a crappy life I had. I still had wrestling, luckily, and I was still doing that. I realized that I could not ever leave wrestling, but and it's funny because I realized that I couldn't leave wrestling, but I didn't realize that I could leave life. Like, I tried, and I regret it now that I did. But then that girl left me, and it wasn't around that same time, luckily, but that girl left me. And I kind of just thought, well, I mean, I never really needed her that much, you know. I kind of just had her there because I loved her, and she meant the world to me, you know. And I realized that I need to keep doing what I've been doing, and that's spread my word of happiness. And tell everybody, be happy no matter what. There's always a time where things are going to get rough, but you got to kind of just push through. And luckily, I've been able to do that. And luckily, I've been able to keep a smile on my face and stay happy. And I won't lie. The only thing after that really kept me going was my wrestling family, was ECW, was BEW, was all these other companies that stood together and worked together. And, you know, I feel I might be going a little bit overboard with saying this, but my backyard wrestling family is more of a family to me than my legitimate family.
Oh. Well, Bryce, I definitely love you like a brother. You're really one of the nicest people I've honestly met, and he really is. Like, the first time I've messaged him, because I remember him and we've only ever talked once, and that was when my friend, formerly known as The Machine, who's now Pat Hardy, he introduced me to him, and, like, ever since then, I was just hooked. And I remember the first thing I said, and part of my language is like, oh, you son of a bitch, you got that Kevin Owens figure.
Yep, that's exactly what you said, because I grabbed the last Kevin Owens.
Yeah, he grabbed the last one, and I was so upset about it. I mean,
then Pat was always talking to me about how, oh, he's going to do camera, and he's going to do this and that. And I'm like, screw it, does he want to be a wrestler? And then he's like, I'll ask. And he's like, yeah, he wants to be a wrestler. I was like, bring him along then. He'll wrestle with us.
and thankfully I wasn't too bad. I've taken a lot of just work, and it was definitely rough, but
That's the thing that sets you from being different with a lot of the guys on the ECW roster. You put in more work than anybody that started off.
I mean, I don't know, originally I was supposed to be in Job Squad, as you'd say. Like,
That's what I thought would have happened to you.
but there was something inside of you like, no, I like this kid. Let's see what he could do. And here I am now, just a few months into the career.
Because I seen you as like a mini me. Like you actually wanted this. You know, this is what you wanted to do, was be a wrestler. Like,
I always do. I'm really happy that I've been now able to join on with this journey. And also, with permission of Bryce, guys, let me know down in the comments, should I upload my matches on my channel? I mean,
I'm fine.
if he says he's fine with that, then yeah. Should I do it? You guys let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, I'll make sure to get back on you with that one. But, what'd I say? Oh yeah, I said I was going to give you an overall review of your song. Now, guys, I'm not kidding you when I say this. He definitely did the best out of everyone, and I'm not just saying this just because he's my friend and whatnot. Like, there were a lot of good performances, but that Happy had everybody going. Like, you should have heard, the whole school was in there. We're just clapping along. And he's sitting there, he's having a great time, big smile on his face. And back when I was starting to get depressed, like, everything started to go wrong for me. I was dating this girl who has been dating me for around a year and a half now. So we've been going at it for a long time. And then all of a sudden, like, she's cheating on me with not one, but two guys. Now, I'm not even lying when I say this. I've never seen that happen, and I'm shocked that it happened to me. I mean, I thought one guy was bad enough, but with two, that was insane. I was like, whoa. And I was mad. And then she ended up breaking up with me. Before I broke up with her, she broke up with me. And I didn't want to break up with her because to this day, I've never broken up with a girl in my life. They've all broken up with me, and that sounds really sad, but trust me, it's okay, guys. We're good. But
it's hard to break up with a girl because you get this like weird feeling in your stomach that you're just like, ugh.
Like, yeah, no, I don't want to do it. But
yeah.
Anyways, so I'm just sitting there trying to think of, hey, what's gonna keep me going? I was really sad. I was depressed and whatnot, and then it's like, wait a minute, that kid sang Happy, and I don't know why. I just remembered his performance. That performance is never gonna leave my head. It was him.
Everybody.
Oh, you could go first, and then I'll get back on to what I was saying.
I feel a lot of people remember mine mainly just because, like,
you were the best one of the night.
But yeah, I'm somebody who always loves to put on a performance, whether it's wrestling or anything else. You know, the only thing that I want people saying when they leave is, hey, I had a good time, and he's the reason I did. Like, or like, hey, I had a good time. Hey, that kid's pretty good. He's good at what he does. Like, I want people to be happy when they leave the building or the yard or whatever they're doing, you know? That's why I loved working in BEW, because it was such a big environment, and I get to test out so much more different crowds than usual. I get to mess around a little bit more, you know, and I feel I really got to be something big there. And the same with Maryland, you know, when I got in their ring and I got to mess with their crowd, you know, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Because I got to make everybody happy, and when they left, they said, hey, I remember that kid. He was pretty good. You know, and I feel when and if I do make my Maryland return, the crowd is going to go nuts because they're going to remember who I am. I feel they might remember who I am.
Alright, now to unfortunately bring down the tone. this is just a really deep question here, but what is the most messed up storyline that was ever pitched to you and that you were going to do? I think, now, I'm not going to say what it is until I get a confirmation, but I think I know what it is.
You probably will know what it is because I've said it a million times. The most messed up storyline was with a group we had called ECP. And luckily it didn't happen.
Yep, this is it. Here we go. Yeah.
Luckily it didn't happen, but if it did, we would have been in a lot of trouble for this. Dilvan Satan, as he's known as now, pitched the idea to me.
Did he really?
Yep, and everybody else wanted to do it because they thought it was such a great way to end this group.
No, you said you wanted to do it too.
Yeah, I even said I wanted to do it because I didn't know any better at the time. ECP was a very religious group, you know. We wanted to break, like, barriers with this group of religion and Christianity. We would baptize people in Fago and do all this other stuff. And we were going to have something that ESW did a long time ago, because they had their group, I think it was like the ECP. No, we were ECP.
Yeah, you're ECP.
The ICP, I think it was.
Yeah, ICP, I remember.
ICP or something like that. And they did their whole thing. It was their Juggalo group versus the main roster. So we wanted to do our Juggalo group versus the main roster, but this is how it was going to end. Everybody in ECP was going to turn their back on the leader near the end of the match. Dilvan Satan was the leader. And the way we were going to do it was we were going to help the members of the main roster put Dilvan Satan on a cross. Now, a legit, like, crucifixion cross.
Like, they were going to build a cross and put him on it.
Yep, we were going to crucify Dylan. And not even that. Not even were we just going to crucify him. But he then wanted us to proceed in whipping him with a belt. Everybody on the main roster and the ECP group would just beat on him with a belt while he's hanging on this cross. And I think it's pretty ironic because the most controversial storyline in the actual ECW is practically the same thing except without the whipping.
Well, wait, you've actually hung a guy from a cross?
No, we didn't actually do it. The original ECW did.
Oh, yeah.
1990s, Paul Heyman stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. But I just heard that story on his documentary, and it was really... I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't know how I felt about just hearing it. And this is a documentary from, like, three years ago. This was uploaded in 2014, and hearing it now, it still weirds me out. Like,
it's sad that we were willing to go that far.
I know. Like, I feel sad. I feel... it's... God, it was terrible just hearing it. Like, thank God you didn't do it.
We were going to have, like, a full-on crowd there and everything, and it was going to be bad.
Yeah, I know. I'm just happy, thank God you didn't do it.
I'm happy we didn't do it either.
So, my question is, what stopped you guys from doing it?
Luckily, Dilvan Satan was never able to come to a show. And because of him not being able to come to a show, we were never able to do it.
Yeah, just... This is the only time I'm actually gonna be happy for him not showing, but... Alright, who's your least favorite wrestler of all time? Let's go. We're doing this right now.
Don't even get me started on Dean Malenko. And I'll explain why. Because me and Dean Malenko have heat.
Yeah, him and a wrestling legend have heat.
And you know why?
Why?
I went to an indie show.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people there.
Yeah.
I talked to some of the greats in wrestling. I talked to Shane Douglas and Rob Van Dam.
Yes, you did.
I talked to Sabu, and all of them were cool with me. Not a single one of them had a problem with me coming up to them and talking to them. But who was the one person who did?
You know,
Dean Malenko.
I think it was Dean Malenko. It was Dean Malenko.
It was.
So, explain to me just what happened with you and Dean Malenko.
What?
Like, I'll tell you what happened.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what happened. Where is this? SOB.
This SOB.
I'm triggered.
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we got him to break. That's the whole point of this shoot. No, I'm kidding.
This guy right here. Dean Malenko.
They can't see you, but we'll just post a... I'll just have a picture of the Dean Malenko action figure on screen right now. Like, it doesn't record the Skype screen for some reason, so, like, I have to have it loaded up in a game, which I'm currently running, but...
Anyway.
I'm just having your picture up there for a majority of it, and then a picture of Dean Malenko for the rest of it. No, I'm kidding.
I'd be so mad. Anyway. Dean Malenko, like I said, I went to the end of the show, I went to talk to him. And I was talking to him, and I go, Dean, what was it like working... I don't know, I said, Dean, what was it like being the cruiserweight champion? Or no, what was it like being the light heavyweight champion? And he looks at me and he goes, yeah, it was cool.
I'm sorry.
And then we had an intense stare down for like 5 minutes until I asked my next question.
I know, I'm sorry. It was just like the impression that you do every time. It gets me. It cracks me up so much.
It's perfect. That's why.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it was cool. And Dean Malenko,
and then
he never smiles. He never smiles.
Never smiles.
And if he does, it's only a half smile, and you can tell it's fake.
And then I asked him, I said, hey, what was it like working for the WWE? He goes, yeah, it was cool. I still work there, you know. And I go, okay, well, thanks. He goes, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, at this
I
point,
just walk off like in disappointment because of how rudely he treated me.
At this point, he was stuttering, he was mixing up his words and stuff. I'm not trying to over-exaggerate this, I'm going off what your documentary said, but you were...
You
were mixing up your words because of how awkward it was, am I right? Bryce...
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
I was so scared.
You thought Dean Malenko was just gonna get up from his table and just beat you up. No, I'm kidding.
And put me in a Texas cloak.
Oh, yeah. But,
I was terrified.
No, when I asked you that
You never
question,
know what's gonna happen with that man.
You never know what's gonna happen in this interview. You know what should have happened? You should have just done the, like, Bryce, you were mixing up your words, right? Or am I right? You should have been like, yeah, it was cool. And just start going off on a Dean Malenko shoot. Shoot on him. Give us a Dean Malenko shoot right here, right now. Let's get Dean Malenko to see this. Guys, we gotta go in the comments. Get hashtag we want Dean trending. Alright, let's go.
Dean. Am I shooting on him?
Shoot on him. Go for it.
Dean Malenko! This SOB. He might be a decent wrestler, but he sucks at promo skills, and he's not good at talking at all. He's not funny. He's not charismatic. He's just a person who loves to put people in submission holes. I can beat Dean Malenko.
Ooh.
Anytime. Anytime. Dean Malenko, I don't care how old you are. I'm calling you out. Victor Vanpelt versus Dean Malenko needs to happen, and if it doesn't, yeah, it'll be pretty cool.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Victor Vanpelt. And it just so happens that we have Dean Malenko over here. Dean, did you like that promo? Yeah, it was cool. Are you gonna ever wrestle Victor Vanpelt?
Yeah, it was cool.
Guys, get hashtag we want Dean in the comments, trending.
It was cool.
And then we gotta get hashtag Dean versus Victor. That has to happen. Alright, but
it needs to happen.
It has to. Okay, so is there any
I'll be like the most critical person in the world, and I'll be like, oh, hello, sir.
Hey, Dean, do you remember me? Who are you? Remember? Yeah, it was cool. But, no. But going on to, my next question. Victor, if there's anyone who is or has been a wrestler inside of ECW that you'd want to shoot on, who would it be? And you can do it. You could give the shoot.
There's a couple people I'd probably shoot on.
Should I?
But there's one in general that I feel needs to.
Oh shoot, guys! It's gonna be me.
What?
It's gonna be me. He's gonna shoot on me.
It's not you, I promise.
Cool, because I'm gonna start naming off
no reason
people.
to shoot on you, but you know who I do have a reason to shoot on?
Who?
I have a reason. Go ahead.
Wait, what? I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you were gonna name off people.
Oh no, I'm gonna name off people after you shoot on this guy.
I thought you were gonna name off people.
No. All right, I would name off people.
Right.
Pat
anyway.
Hardy. Wait, what?
Oh no, I got.
Yeah.
I got.
It's okay, you know. It happens to the best of us.
I'm shooting on RJ Carnage.
Oh boy. Yep.
I'm shooting on RJ Carnage.
I knew this was happening. All right, shoot on him. Go ahead.
And you know why?
Why?
I'm sick of this crap.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. He has way too much energy. Whenever you wrestle him, he goes too fast with everything. And
He
I
does.
hate that about him. And I think he knows that, like, everybody on the roster, but me, surprisingly, hates RJ Carnage. I'm okay with him. I can deal with him.
I don't.
But everybody else on the roster hates him.
I honestly don't hate him.
Okay.
Like, I'm alright with him.
There's a lot of people that do.
And
A
I'm
lot of
pretty
people on the
sure.
roster that hate him.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure since Dilvon Satan doesn't show up every week, he doesn't have too much of an issue with him. But why do you think everyone hates him? Because he's too quick?
Anyway.
Oh. Alright, that's one way to awkwardly segue from one shoot into another.
No,
All
because
right.
he causes a lot of drama.
Oh, true. Oh, was that what that was all about in the group chat? Wait, never mind, you're not in
Yeah, he
there. I'll
causes a
explain
lot of
everything
drama.
later.
He,
But, alright, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna name off some names, and you're gonna shoot on them. But if you want to... Oh, if you want to tell your story first, you can.
Oh, no, you're good. It's fine.
Alright, well... Alright, Pat Hardy.
The only thing that I would have to say about Pat Hardy, there's a lot of times that he looks just dumb. Like, he looks stupid.
Oh, God.
I never liked the fact that he puts his hair in a ponytail.
I'm pretty
His
sure.
wrestling gear sucks.
Oh, wow. That's just
It's
a
bad.
straight shoot right there.
I had to bring it up.
Oh, wow.
Who else?
The dabbing machine, Jay Jacobs.
Dabby Flappy. I'm gonna feel bad for saying half this. Say, Jay. I will be honest. He's not that good.
Ooh.
At all.
Ooh.
He's pretty bad. He's not very good looking. Like, if we were playing, like, F, Marry, Kill, and it was, like, Pat, Jay, and, like, Phoenix, it would be like,
I'd marry
have
Phoenix.
sex with Pat.
I'd marry Phoenix.
I'd marry Phoenix,
Yeah.
and I would kill off Jay.
Yeah.
But he's not that good of a wrestler. He's not very good looking. His promo skills suck, so he doesn't have what it really takes to be a wrestler. He's not smart. He's not.
All right. So, are you be done shooting on the dabbing machine?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's bring up his little brother into this. Let's go with Cheeks.
Cheeks is the same exact way. He's not a good wrestler at all, and he's not good on the mic. But he causes a lot of drama too.
Yeah, he does.
He did almost break Pat Hardy's fingers and
Oh, no,
all that other crap.
Well, Pat's one finger did get broken, the middle finger.
Yeah. But other than that, you know, there's not a lot that I really have to say about Cheeks. Not as dumb as his brother.
Duh. Well, I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. I'm kidding. Alright, and last but not least, shoot on me. Just, like, go full force with it. Say what you have to say.
Oh, losing it again.
Just go with it. He has to think of what he's gonna say. Like, he's like, okay, how do I insult him but not sound like a complete jerk about it? Like, that's what he has to just think about right now. So yeah, Bryce, go with it. Bryce. Alright guys, I'm sorry for those technical difficulties that we've had there. But where were we? Oh yeah, Bryce, take a shoot on me.
On you.
On me.
Ooh. Well, you know what? That's the problem. I'll be 100% honest with you.
Yeah.
There's absolutely nothing that I can shoot on you about.
Yet. Give me
Yeah.
like a few months. A few more months.
But I don't see anything that I have to shoot on you about. You know, you're a good little Christian boy. I'm kidding. You're not a young guy. But you're a good kid. And you're a good wrestler. I don't see anything wrong.
I see one problem with myself, and that's probably because I'm still new, but I'm stiff. Now, for those who don't... Yeah. For those who don't know what that is, stiff is where, like, there's loose, which means you don't do stuff hard, and then there's stiff, where you do stuff hard. Like, in my moveset, I do the Daniel Bryan kicks, and one time I willed Bryce in the nose, I think, while doing one of those.
You were kicking me in one match, and I was telling you to hold off on me.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'm so
Just
stiff,
relax now.
and then I get, like, into it, which is a shame. Because I don't intentionally go into it.
I remember Pat was stiffing the crap out of you.
Oh yeah, Pat and I. We were stiff, but we were just so happy with the way it ended at the end of, like, just the end of our match. We were way happy. We were so happy that we stiffed each other. I don't know why. We still are happy that we stiffed each other too, which is weird, but...
Weird that we're happy that we stiffed each other.
Yeah, like, we killed each other, but we're happy about it, you know? So...
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but, so... Alright. Just, who is the best wrestler of 2016? In your company, in ECW?
I had a big 2016, but it definitely wasn't me.
Who do you think?
Well,
Who do you think it was?
I could say I was one of them. I wouldn't say I'm one of the top ones. In ECW, generally, I would say two of the top guys would be who had an amazing 2016 would have to have been you and Pat Hardy.
I mean, just debuting from October.
Yeah,
And-
you just debuted, automatically won the YouTube championship. Like, that's huge.
Hashtag Roman Reigns 2016. No, I'm kidding.
And the first ever YouTube champion.
Exactly. We debuted the belt and it was put onto me.
Yeah, like, that's big news.
Yeah, there was a debate whether it should have went to me or this guy named Ryan Rollins, who we've talked about before. But,
I'm happy it didn't go there.
yeah, he doesn't show up usually anymore.
But, yeah, and the reason Pat Hardy... Because for half of 2016, Pat Hardy was the main champion.
Yeah, he was. He's held that belt how many times? 3, I believe?
He's held it once.
Once. Oh, God.
He's held it once, lost it a couple times, though, in, like, a very short time.
Oh.
That's why we counted him.
Well, who was the worst wrestler of 2016?
Cheeks.
Cheeks?
Yeah, he didn't get anything.
No. How is he still a wrestler? I don't know.
We all don't know.
You know what?
He
He had one of the best 2016s because he didn't get fired. That's how.
Yeah, because he somehow didn't get fired.
Alright, I think I'm gonna ask these last 2 questions and then we're gonna end off this video. So,
Alright.
what was the worst match that ever happened in ECW? Please tell me it's my
Your
all-time favorite.
It is your all-time favorite. Rune Hoodie
Yes.
and the Nin.
Oh,
It's an
yes.
awful match. If you take the time, go watch it. It's terrible. They didn't know how to wrestle at all.
Oh, God. The match ended up in a beautiful way, though. What a masterpiece.
Totally. It didn't even end by pinfall or submission. It just ended because they didn't want to go anymore.
What happened is, wait, I'm sorry, who was it again? The Ninja versus... Who?
Rune Hoodie.
Yeah, Rune Hoodie. What I think happened was the Ninja accidentally kneed Rune Hoodie in
In
the eye, and then all you hear is like, "Oh no!" And I'm like, "Oh my God, yes!"
It's the cringiest, the best thing ever.
Oh God. And I'm pretty sure you know where I'm going to end off 2016. That already ended. But to end off this interview here on a good note, what was the best match that ever happened in ECW?
Ooh. One match that always stands out to me is me and Pat Hardy for the ECW Championship the first time me and him went at it.
Ooh.
It was a really good match. You know, no. I know which one it is.
What one?
these are my top like 3.
Go for it.
My third one, even though it's not online, sadly, is me and Jordan Oliver.
Ooh.
It was
Yeah,
an
I
amazing
know.
match.
I heard that footage was never sent, but I was there. And, oh my god. The one move.
People love that.
The one move that we never thought we'd see in this company has happened. A Canadian Destroyer.
When I told them I used to do it, they were like, okay, cool. Not actually thinking that I would ever do it in a match. And then when I was talking to Jordan, he's like, yo, hit me with a Canadian. I was like, seriously? And he's like, yeah. I was like, all right, I can do it. He's like, okay. So I told everybody, I told some of the wrestlers, I was like, yo, I'm doing a Canadian tonight.
Yeah,
to make sure to come.
I don't know. I don't remember if you told me or not.
No, I didn't tell you it was a Canadian. I just said, look out for the move that you don't think I can do.
Oh, yeah.
And then my second would have to be the King of the Mountain, Navon McDonald, and Phoenix.
Yes.
The first time. And at the pay-per-view, I'm hoping they top it. I don't know how they will. But, yeah. And then my all-time ECW favorite match is with somebody who I'm not happy about. But the party animal, Ryan Rollins, and God himself, CJ.
Oh, yeah. That was a masterpiece.
It was. It was a great match.
That was phenomenal.
Like, that was the Kenny Omega and Okada before it actually happened.
It was great. And that's what got CJE on the map in our company, at least.
He always wants to be like the top guy in everybody's company, and I think he pulled it off in ours.
So, he did. He did. It was great. Alright, so, guys, this is going to be the end of this interview, this really long interview. Bryce, I want to thank you so much for joining me.
No problem.
Is there anything you'd want to say to the audience?
Make sure you check out ECW 4667 on YouTube when you get the chance to and when you get the time to. Hopefully that's soon because it's such an amazing channel. Hopefully you like, subscribe, everything you can to my videos. Hopefully you check out all of our amazing wrestling, especially this kid's amazing wrestling because it's really good.
Thank you.
And last but not least, I am the king of dollar style.
What?
The bank account cleaner.
What?
The 24-karat man.
What?
The OG of $1 Million.
What?
The diamond of wrestling.
What?
And
what?
I can't say that last one because this is a PG show.
PG channel.
But
Let's go. Come on.
Vanpelt.
All right, Victor, Bryce, whatever. This is.
I have so many names.
BVP, whatever you want to go with. Thank you so much again. It was great doing an interview with you. Guys, let me know if I should start doing more of these. And if you guys like this video, please leave a like on it. And if you really like it, go ahead and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Alright, guys.
This is ECW superstar Victor Vanpelt telling you to subscribe to Dropped Silver.
Dropped Silver Zero, yeah. Everyone usually calls me Drop the Soap for some reason, but I don't know why. It's super weird.
Alright, well I'll say it again because I don't want to mess it up this time. This is the diamond of wrestling, baby. Victor Vanpelt telling each and every one of you losers to subscribe to Dropped Silver Zero.
Oh yeah, we forgot to say he's a heel. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video. Peace!